guys, so today I am using my Rock Crock Everyday Pan. This thing is so versatile. I love it. I even have there is a thing that makes it a slow cooker that you can slow cook and then you can go straight into the oven. It can go on the stove top. It can go in the dishwasher. It can go in the microwave. This is a great pan to have. So that's what we're using tonight, and we're actually gonna make a microwave meal in the Rock Crock. It's gonna be amazing. But then I'm gonna transfer it to the oven to crisp the top of it because I really like crunchies. All right, so what we're making tonight is beef stroganoff with green bean casserole mixed together. It's gonna be amazing, you're gonna love it. All right, so taking off my lid. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in some mushrooms. Now, they did not have the tiny mushrooms at the store when I went, so I had to get the big giant mushrooms. But I'm gonna use my slicer thing. I already forgot the name, sorry. I'm using the slicer to make them all nice and evenly distributed. I am just gonna be able to do one at a time because they are gigantic. Look at these mushrooms. So I'm just using white mushrooms, chop them, and drop them. That's it. It said to use 6 small ones, so I think I'm only gonna use 3 of these giant ones because that's a lot of mushrooms. All right, that's it. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in some ground beef. This is lean ground beef, so it doesn't get too much fat in the meal. So I'm just gonna drop that in there. And I'm gonna add 2 garlic cloves. Now my cloves are already peeled because I use a lot of garlic, and so sometimes I like to chop it, and so I just use the already peeled garlic, but you can put not peeled garlic in here and it will peel it and put the garlic through, so it's pretty amazing. Another really cool thing I just realized about this, I always would grab my knife and cut the garlic off the tip, and then I saw some lady, she just pulled off the little cleaning comb, used the side of it, and scraped the garlic off. I was like, what? That was new. All right, so I'm doing 2. Drop another one in there. Grab the comb out and scrape the garlic off. So amazing. Okay, done with that. Then I'm also gonna add in 2 tablespoons of flour, which I forgot. Okay, grab out my awesome measuring spoons that I love so much. Put it at 2 tablespoons. Shake it off because I'm not about being perfect. 2 tablespoons. All right. Then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Put my smaller one down to 1/2 teaspoon. I'm gonna pour over my my cutting board because I tend to spill the salt everywhere. There we go. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit with one of my Pampered Chef wooden spoons, just to kind of break it up some. Not too much, it'll cook it all up, and then I'll use my mix and chop to really break it up. Okay, so now I'm going to put my lid on. I'm gonna microwave this thing just about 7 to 9 minutes, and then we'll pull it out and keep working. It's looking beautiful. Now I'm just gonna use my mix and chop to kind of chop everything up, make it look nice. It smells divine. This will also help with those of you that aren't huge mushroom fans. Doing this, it'll chop up those mushrooms some, so they're smaller. They've already shrunk up a bunch just being cooked, so really I'm not sure you're even gonna notice them all that much. But mushrooms do add a really good flavor. I'm not really a huge fan of just mushrooms by themselves, but gosh, mushrooms in food just make like a mushroom gravy. Oh, that's good stuff. So we're good and mixed up. Now, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of the all-purpose dill mix that Pampered Chef makes. I love dill. I don't know about you, but I love dill. So I'm just gonna sprinkle right over it. So if some spills, it spills. I love dill. It's okay. So add about a teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to add in a container, and I just use frozen cut green beans. And a container of frozen green beans. Then I've got, you're gonna wanna put in about 2 cups of egg noodles. Now, if I had the Dutch oven pan, this would work so much better because it would fit more, but I don't. So I am just gonna have to eyeball it. As best I can, because I still have to get the lid on there. If I had the Dutch oven, I would just use the whole bag, but I don't have the Dutch oven. It's on the way though. I have it coming with the slow cooker. I'm so excited. So I'll be able to put my rock crock in the slow cooker all day. And then I can like put biscuits on top of it or something delicious. Throw it in the oven. It'll be super crispy on the top. Oh, I cannot wait, you guys. I cannot wait. So excited to show you some of those recipes when that thing comes. Okay, so there we go. Add my noodles, and then I'm gonna add in 1 can of beef broth, and I'm gonna use my Pampered Chef can opener, which is the best can opener around. Best part about this can opener is the smooth edges, so you never cut yourself. And also, if you were to stick your spatula inside of them, it won't cut it up because you've created smooth edges. So what I'm gonna do, this is the best part, is just you pinch and lift. Oh my gosh, so great. I'm gonna pour this inside. Try not to splash it everywhere like I just did. And now I'm just gonna microwave again, this time for about 8 to 10 minutes. Oh guys, wait till it's done. It's gonna be so delicious. So I'm gonna put my gloves back on. Gosh, I love these things. Now, if I'm just doing something in the microwave, I use my tiny little, they're hiding from me. I use my tiny little, like little duck mouths. They're so great. But for the rock crock, because it's big, I don't want to burn myself. We're gonna pop it right in the oven for 10 minutes, and I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, so while that's finishing microwaving, the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Now, I got the seasoned kind, but that's because I like a lot of seasoning. I like lots of flavor in my food. And it also says to use 1/2 cup of fried onions and to mix, like to chop them up in the manual food processor. But the thing is, green bean casserole is one of like my all-time favorites, and the only reason it's one of my favorites is because of the crunchy top with the onions. So I'm actually gonna leave the onions and I'm just gonna pour to my heart's content. I'm not going to measure them. I'm gonna make sure I have a nice layer of onions on the top, and then I'm gonna bake it so it'll be crispy golden brown. Delicious. But it also, you're also supposed to use another, and if all you have is regular dill, that's okay too, but this one has like some other seasonings in it. So we're using the all-purpose dill mix, and we're gonna use 1/2 teaspoon. There we go. And like I said, I'm just pouring right over it because I love flavor. And I'm gonna add that to the breadcrumbs. And I'll just pull out a little spoon and kind of stir that one up. So I'll try to spread this out over the top real well. And then add the onions to the top, and it'll be delicious. See you in a minute. Okay, so to get the noodles where I like them, it took me about 15 minutes, and I had to stir it a couple of times. But gosh, it smells so good, so good. So I'm gonna add a little pepper. I'm gonna add in the 1/2 cup of sour cream with my fantastic measuring cup. Perfect for sour cream. And then I'm just gonna stir it up. Okay, I'm gonna need my glove. I don't like it moving around on me, and I'm just afraid I'm gonna reach down and touch it without even thinking. I have a tendency to do that. Y'all, this smells so good. I just wanna rub my face in it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That would be bad. Okay, I think I'm pretty well stirred up. Now I'm going to leave the lid on for about 3 to 5 minutes, just to let some more of the juices absorb. I almost picked up that lid. I don't even know if it's hot, but I almost did. So about 3 to 5 minutes, I'm just gonna let it sit here. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this lid back off. Now you see it's still steaming because the rock crock is thick and it continues to cook even after it's come out of the microwave or the oven. Now I'm gonna stir it up again, just one more time. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit extra pepper. Like I said, I love seasoning. Pepper is my favorite seasoning. Okay, and then before I bake it with the toppings, I'm gonna taste test it. Now, my non-cookers out there, anybody can cook this. You saw how easy it was. But this is the key to cooking. Taste everything. Taste it. Then what can I add that will make it better? And salt and pepper usually does the trick. You'd be surprised. All right, so I'm just gonna take one bite. That's so good. Oh. Okay, now I'm gonna sprinkle these breadcrumbs. 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs mixed with 1/2 teaspoon of the dill seasoning. Try to get that even. Then I'm loading it up with onions. My favorite part of green bean casserole. Oh my gosh, it's already so pretty. All right, we're going in the oven, maybe 5 minutes. I'm just gonna watch it until it's golden brown. Woo, look at this thing. Doesn't it look divine? I cannot wait to dig in. How can you live without this rock crock in your life? I just don't know. It's fantastic. And imagine when my slow cooker comes in, oh, I will put this thing in the slow cooker, let it sit all day, and then I'll add something crunchy on the top and then bake it in the oven. That is a home cooked meal that you cannot live without. Not to mention, once I finish eating, guys, this is going right in the dishwasher. And if we don't finish it all, I can put it in the refrigerator. How great is that? All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you again in another video. Bye.